abolitionist, I don't even think prostitution should be illegal. So I damn sure don't think somebody should be getting 20 years.
As a Virgo, I don't think it should be illegal.
As a horny person,
as a man.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Scores and Assists, where we break down the latest headlines and bring you fresh takes on everything sports and culture. From trending news to game highlights and hot debates, we've got it all. Hit the subscribe button and stay in the loop. Sean Combs was acquitted of racketeering and sex trafficking charges and found guilty on 2 lesser charges of transportation of former girlfriends for prostitution. The verdict is seen as a victory for Combs, who was cleared of the more serious charges. His defense team opted not to call witnesses before it rested. The other thing is, the judge denied bail and Combs will remain detained until his sentencing. The prosecutors said they will seek a 4 to 5 year prison sentence.
My boy Mark has made a lot of money since this Diddy verdict has gotten announced. I was going to toss it to you because I know we had a discussion without you to see if you had anything you wanted to say. But since the verdict has been announced, Mark has been on an absolute live stream tear.
Yeah, 11,000
because I support Marc Lamont, I clicked in one of them shits. I wasn't in there for more than 3 seconds before I seen some nigga named Doug send up $24.99. Mark talking about, oh, thanks so much, brother.
You have no idea how much.
Thank you, brother. And as he was thanking Doug, another little ching, papa, $5.99. Oh, thank you so much, Sister Lamont. Me and her worked together at the ministry, some of the youth houses we went around to speak to. Then there was another ching. I was like, yo, this motherfucker is just sitting here.
You have no idea how
in the dough.
You have no idea how much this sincerely means to me.
Yeah, with that fake humble, fake
you got
gratitude.
a spiel. What's your spiel?
I don't have a spiel, man. I'm just grateful to the people, man.
No, you have a spiel.
Independent black media, man.
There's a lot of people in this shit too. 11,000, 12,000.
You count?
Damn.
Yeah, I did. I have to.
Oh, you don't?
I am. I am.
I ain't mad at it. Look, I don't look at the numbers. It's not about the numbers.
Who there? You don't know who there. Like, it's just doing your job.
I'm just doing my job. It's about the message.
Giving the message to the people.
Do you want to speak about the justice that was served?
You know, I've had more time in the last 48 hours to like look at the details of the case and to think about it more. And I'm just as conflicted as I was before, but in a different way. You know, I believe that he met the legal standard for guilty for all of them. I still do. And the more I look, the more I feel that way. But I also hate the RICO thing, right? Like I said weeks ago, like that's an overreach. It's used to get the wrong people. It was meant for the mafia. It wasn't meant for this. Yeah. Ultimately, do I think he's guilty of the prostitution crime? Of course. I mean, I think that was the easy. We all said that was like the layup. That was the easy one. But now he's looking at potentially 20 years for that. As an abolitionist, I don't even think prostitution should be illegal. So I damn sure don't think somebody should be getting 20 years.
As a Virgo, I don't think it should be illegal.
As a horny person,
as a man,
I think as a man.
So I'm in this place where, and this is why I don't like the prison as the measure of accountability. That's why this is why I'm largely against prisons, because Diddy needs a lot of accountability. He needs to do a lot of repair. He's hurt a lot of people. He's harmed a lot of people. But putting him in prison for 20 years for prostitution, potentially as a max, to me doesn't even address the people he harmed. So I'm in this place where if they gave him time served or a year and a day, he basically came home, that wouldn't feel like justice to people. And I get that, because I get that, why I wouldn't. But him sitting in a cage for 20 years also doesn't look like justice to me. So to me, this is one of the situations where I just don't know what justice looks like. I don't know what winning looks like. And part of the problem is because the state did what the state does, which is that it overreaches, it criminalizes, it takes what could be civil problems and makes them criminal. It does all these things, and they become the decider of what justice is. And clearly, as we saw in this case, one, they didn't do a very good job, and two, they're not good deciders. So, yeah, I don't have any answers as much as say I hate all of it and I'm conflicted by all of it. You know.
All right, so in better words, free the homie.
I ain't saying that.
That's what you're saying. The homie's free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He is neither the homie nor free.
Free him till you had his number. You deleting his number?
No, I ain't deleting his number. Why I need to delete his number? We ain't talk anyway.
Just making sure.
Oh, he might have something to say to you.
No, he got something to say to Teray. Did y'all see Teray comment, please?
Yeah.
Oh, you already, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that nigga. He said, I don't even want him in jail. I'm an abolitionist. Nigga, you ain't never been an abolitionist. Now everybody on the abolitionist line. He don't want that smoke.
You know, Tory said it was just journalism. He was just covering Covering the story.
He said, I don't have an investment in who wins or who loses. I didn't care if he was guilty or innocent. I'm like,
Did you?
18 months ago, he was like, he's guilty. He needs to be guilty. He needs to be in the jail forever.
He spoke highly about you, Torre.
Yeah, it's my man. I'm fucking. I already texted him to fuck with him about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's all.
yeah, that's my guy. I mean, we're actual friends in real life. But
Got it.
he's still shook right now. He's still ducking that smoke. I already teased him about it.
You think there's a world where Puff start pulling up on people that he didn't like the commentary?
1,000%.
Yeah, there's definitely a world where that happens.
You better keep going to the gym.
I'll be in the gym regardless, just because health is wealth.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
No, I'm just saying. He gonna be in there for a year. He in shape.
Listen,
You might need to win.
Listen, they can keep me out of it. I don't want nothing to do with nothing. The internet just like trying to put me in shit so they could tear me down. I'm cool. Joe, say something. I can't believe you said something. Who the fuck is you to say something? Wait. Nope, I don't have an opinion on shit.
What was the
All
over
that story, when the stories broke, I came over here and said, hey, Puff, listen to podcast. Boy, they tore me up when I said that shit.
Oh, you scared of
They
us?
tore me. I was just trying to tell people, hey, they get tablets, you know.
They just thought he wasn't coming home. Niggas started getting confident because they was like, I don't give a fuck. He can hear it. I say what I want to him.
Yeah,
They
I
thought
said
he was
that too. Hey, what y'all gonna do when he come home in the event that they don't lock him up forever?
Right.
I said, this. But I don't think he comes home on bullshit. I don't. I think he comes home to continue to do the work or start to do the work if he didn't.
I hope so.
Yeah, I do think that.
But that pull up on Teray could have been read two ways. It could have been read as, hey, brother, there's really nothing to worry
Or a threat.
about. Or a threat. Particularly since you could have just not
I know-
said anything.
I know what you said.
Right.
It got back to me, and this is my way of letting you know that I know.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah. So
It's old school gangster shit.
That is old school gang. That's what I'm saying. It did make me feel like he's on the road to recovery when I heard that shit. I was like, oh, he's
I'll
still,
play
he's
if
still
you
a
want.
bullshit.
Much love.
Right.
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Love, brother.
Tell that brother there's no beef between us.
Yeah. Much love.
Oh, man.
So you don't feel anything needs to be expounded upon with regards to how you feel?
Say more.
Outside of just the prison, you don't believe it belongs in prison, but you don't really believe that he should have been not held accountable.
The problem is I don't believe the prison can ever hold people accountable.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean? So the question for me was, if I were the juror, what would I decide?
If they gave him 3 years,
I could live.
you would think that was fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Gotcha.
Anything more than 3. To be honest, if I were the judge right now, I would give him a year and a day on each count.
On each one?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
So consecutive, not
Consecutive,
concurrent.
yeah, or 2 years to whatever. Like he would do 2 years, he would have already done one, and I'd do another. I just.
Would you have given him a bail if you were the judge?
What would be the point?
Would I give him a bail? That's an interesting. I don't really believe in bail.
That's what.
That's what I'm saying. As me, yeah, I gave him bail.
Okay.
The only time I think bail should be used, honestly, is if someone's a flight risk or a risk to harm people. Now you can argue that he is, but the problem with that is he wasn't found guilty of that. So now you're using the law for something he didn't. You know what I mean? You can't say, well, he blew up Cuddy's car, so you can't let him out. He didn't blow up Cuddy's car.
So that's a good point. I never even thought about that. In the very beginning of the case, you can say, yo, he's a potential harm to people. But now that the case has been completed, you can't say, yo, dog, he's a harm to people because he has a. That's a good one.
But here's what the judge said about that. But here's what the judge said about that, real quick. The judge said, in the trial, he's already even though he wasn't charged with it, he admitted to being violent and these things in the testimony. That the defense even conceded that. But that's a slippery slope and a very dangerous.
Because that's saying that basically, if you give him a year and a day,
right?
That 367th day. If you held him based on the fact that he is violent and commit these acts, could potentially commit these acts, that don't stop on the 380th day.
And that's where the state will rely on the lie that they're
try to use that to
rehabilitative.
keep it longer.
That if we put him in jail for a year, he'll be corrected and then he'll come out okay, but we can't let him out until we fix him. And prisons don't fix nobody.
That's a contradiction.
And that's the bullshit. But that's the bullshit. That's the argument that they're going to make. You know what I mean? So
you said what would be the point in him getting bail?
Well, if he's going to be sentenced to go to jail anyways.
You ever been to jail?
I've been. Yeah.
Well, no, not jail. Well, wait, hold on.
What?
Maybe
jail. Yeah. Well, my point is, if you
I've been to prison.
after a year of jail or prison, I promise you, if somebody say
a year.
you're out to October,
After a week
How
of
about that?
sitting in
A
a
week.
room, what? A year, nigga? After 4
No,
days, and somebody said, "Yo, you could go home for 4 months, but you might have to come back."
No,
After
because we were,
16
Let me
minutes.
the fuck
Let her
out of
respond.
here.
we
no,
were
Keisha.
literally talking about the fact that they're moving sentencing up to this month. So,
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, so
That has not been decided.
That has not been decided.
There's a hearing where
to
they'll
see it.
see it.
Okay,
Yes.
because
That's-
October's still the official date.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the only reason why I was what I was
We just
basing
get
it
to
off
throwing
of,
shit
not
out there.
for anything else.
But again, even if it were next week,
Bro, if they told me, "Yo, you gonna get a new bail hearing at the end of July," this is the beginning of July.
Right.
Nigga, send me the fuck home where I could get some real food and hug my kids and do all of the other
Get some
things.
jergens.
Yeah, like what we talking about?
Mel, you get a call from an unknown number tomorrow.
No. Prison/jail. That's what it say on the cell phones now.
No, I ain't saying it's Puff. I'm saying it's an associate calling you, saying that upon release, Hot and Bothered is the very first place that Puff wants to stop to give how he's feeling, his state of mind, what he's thinking. Actually, he's not sure he'll even do any more interviews, but he wants to stop at Hot and Bothered to get this out.
that's possible.
Yo, questions up here are like,
They're tough. It's tough.
yo, I ain't gonna lie, for some reason, questions up here are tough.
That's not an easy question for me to answer, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not an easy question for you to answer, honestly, or not an easy
not
question for you to answer.
That's a punctuation super important.
That's very important.
It's not easy for me to answer a question for me to answer, comma, honestly.
Gotcha.
Oh, that was funny.
Well played, sir.
Good one.
Should we come back to you?
Yeah, come back to me.
Flip.
No, my answer.
Oh, you what? Yo, you know what? Can we pick him up as soon as he come out? JR will be right there.
Joe,
To
same
JR.
question.
Nico.
Nah.
No.
Nah. I'm cool. Mark?
Well, I think, given our new situation, I have some say in this because I get a little percentage of that interview. Yes.
You would want the interview to get done.
If it's on this network, I need it to get done. I got bills to pay. But if he said, "Mark, I want you to be the person to do it," I mean, I'd be a little nervous as a setup.
Man, you gonna dust that suit off.
Oh yes, the answer is yes. I'm not pretending to deliberate.
Wait, nervous as a setup. What's the setup? What's the setup?
Ass whooping.
Yeah, I've been critical enough of Puff that I would be worried that if two guys put up in a limo, like, "Hey, we're gonna take you to the interview," I might end up like Joe Pesci again. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, and that's what's so funny is that everybody has the same idea that cross him, and then there's repercussions and consequences.
yeah. Now I haven't crossed him. Just to be clear, in case anybody listen, I haven't crossed him.
Yeah, I don't think nobody got the idea. I think that some people just.
We were literally just discussing it like 3 seconds ago in reference to Torre and whoever else spoke about him.
Yeah, they made a joke about it. Yeah, but
I'm teasing.
But it's something that it's been a
But it did not cross my mind.
idea
Okay,
for a
okay.
very long time.
It did not cross. But I wasn't worried about nothing crazy happening. If anything, if Puff had issues with something I said, he would tell me privately. We would be in a private space, and it would be dealt with whatever way it got dealt with. But okay,
You'll be happy.
He's the same last. Yeah, I mean, nigga, I'll be like Glass Joe. Remember Mike Tyson punch out? I'll be right in line, right behind Sarah Stokes. Like,
This guy's
no, but yeah, I would do the interview. I think as a journalist, I feel like
Who better?
yeah, somebody's got to ask tough questions.
And somebody from our culture.
Yeah, that would be my concern. There are people who I wouldn't, but he would be somebody I would.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's things I want to know, and I'm not confident that someone else will ask them.
Got it.
Now, if they tell you, don't ask us A, B, C, D.
Then I'm out.
Got it.
I'm
Mel?
probably out.
Maybe.
Have you decided yet?
Yeah. Under the same circumstances, if I was not hobbled by you can't ask this, you can't ask that, then yes, there would be some extraordinarily hard questions that I would want answers to. But if I was told that there was limitations, absolutely not. I would have zero interest.
Even if you knew you get 50 million views?
Yes.
Because you would. Okay, I respect that. Both of y'all. Y'all both have way more integrity than I do.
Even with all the dangers.
I ain't gonna lie.
With all the dangers.
I'll be Harlem. Nigga, I'll be doing the Harlem Shake in.
Take. Can't stop. Won't stop.
What'd you say, Joe?
This
Hold on
money.
for a second,
Make
guys.
sure- What?
Even with all the danger that he's caused to women out there?
Those would be my hard-hitting questions. That would be primarily all my questions.
But would you be afraid as a woman?
No.
Okay.
Get security.
Bring the bear.
Have Flip up there.
No, I'm not gonna be.
You wanna go there one down?
No.
He said no. I would go.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I don't think that I would be fearful.
Fuck y'all up.
I mean,
Puff. Hey, yo, Puff. Girl, what happened? I was in the bathroom. His hands on you.
I guess I gotta do the interview now.
Yo. Come to Nightcat. Yo.
Welcome to night school.
And I'm bullshit. I don't think, like I said, I think Puff is coming out to do some work.
I hope so.
I think he's coming out to do some work. You sit that long, you hear a judge deny you a $50 million bail package, you throw yourself in these situations where money and status don't really help, you start to appreciate things differently.
I agree.
But what does he look like 2 years? I agree with all that. What does he look like 2 years from now? Because sometimes people feel like that year one.
And then
That feeling wears off.
back.
Yeah.
Everything wears off, though.
Now you feel untouchable then.
And that's what I'm saying. Because if I was him, I might feel real good about myself right
everybody,
now.
bro. That's not.
How could you not? How could you not feel good about yourself?
But you still recognize the
In
pow.
2 years, he'll
you
be a
still
lot more
recognize the
supportive
pow.
than,
You right.
than Shorty Doo-Wop, which is part of what the problem is.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that how America feels about DV is different from how America wants people to think it feels about DV.
I agree.
That's real.
I think that's based on the commonality. I think like especially like some of my friends that are in law enforcement, they like, yo,
You got
especially
cop friends?
You got friends in law enforcement?
yeah,
You got friends with a badge, nigga?
Yeah.
Yup. No, I don't.
you do.
But we spoke about you. I don't
It's
speak to
all right.
them if they have a badge.
All right. Anyway, who are you talking to?
I don't speak to niggas with a badge.
All right, John,
That's
you got it, bro. So look, my man was like, yo, he was a cop in like an affluent community in New Jersey. He said, yo, a ton of their calls are DV calls. Like
Makes sense.
cops, judges, a lot of them be beating their wives' asses, my nigga. Like a lot of people in law enforcement really are some of the biggest perpetrators of domestic violence.
Oh, you hear a lot about cops.
I had talked to a cop before, and he was like, "Yo, the worst day is Christmas morning, and majority of it is DV calls. The worst day they did, like not New Year's, running down all the holidays where you think the calls will be the most. It's
Christmas
Christmas
morning?
Yep.
I didn't get that gift.
I said
Yeah. One person feel like I did more for you than you in a DV situation. He was like, "Yo, this
that's
is
awful.
constant.
It's disgusting.
Christmas morning.
It's disgusting.
So yeah,
Yeah, I think more people, even women, I think more people go through or are victims of domestic violence than they would let on.
Yeah.
Because you're living under this guise of this happy marriage, this happy family. You're not leaving, so you don't even want to tell
Shame, all
anybody
that
that
shame
you get.
around it.
Yeah. So I think that niggas are a little bit more sympathetic to it than they would let on.
And thank you guys for that.
We were having a conversation last night on night school about kink. And
You getting a little freaky over
yeah,
that
it
little
was
night
after midnight, yeah. It was after school. And we were talking about, in context of Diddy, like, there was a lot of kink shaming that happened in his trial, and a lot of, to me, the prosecution's case partially rested
on that?
assuming that we'd be so
Disgusted
We
and
make him a
repulsed.
deviant, and then we put deviants in jail. So what he wants on his nipples, what he likes to do here, who he likes to bring into it. Do you think that the country has matured because of this at all?
No.
Around kink, or gotten, or the opposite, taking a step back. You know what I mean?
No, I think they've progressed.
You think so?
I think that,
I'm hoping so.
like, to your point, I think the prosecution thought we were going to paint him to be this sexual deviant, and that was going to really carry our case when you start talking about the things that he was doing. Because middle America and a lot of America even not even middle America, niggas be fronting about what they doing in their bedroom, my nigga.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas be fronting, and men especially, about what they doing in their bedroom. So they thought it was gonna carry it. It didn't carry it because
I think I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the lesson is
Well, that's what he does for a living. Sorry.
idiot.
My bad. Dad jokes.
Ain't nobody hammers nothing
You
no
hit
more.
the nail on the head.
You screw guns, asshole. But go ahead, yeah.
no, but I think that's part of it. Is that I think they underestimated how many people do the shit that Puff do, and that's the part I didn't think about either. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, oh shit, if that's illegal, what the fuck have I been doing? Or if that's freaky, what the fuck have I been doing?
And that was the point that I was trying to make earlier about the fact him having the trial here in New York. Oh, never mind.
Would I miss something?
Mel just be lying on the points that she makes. But we love her, so we don't say nothing to her.
No, I did say that. I did say the lives of people here in New York are very adventurous, exciting. Like, we see a lot of shit. So something like what came out in trial wouldn't necessarily phase them.
Right, like wife swapping. What do you call it?
I did say
Cucking.
I did say that.
Swinging is what I was looking for. Yeah, cucking too. I mean, I didn't know much about cucking, but as I
That ain't what I heard.
Bullshit.
King cock. It's like, nah.
I didn't want to tell our secret.
Yo, you wildin', son.
That's my man.
King Cook is insane.
Oh man.
No, but like as I learned, the thing I learned about it wasn't just that. I found out what it was as a term, but more like I was more interested on like the internet and even on shows and platforms. People were like, oh yeah, I'm into that. Or
Yeah.
I love educated people talking about sex. The thing I learned about cooking in my research.
Yes, my research. No, but it's just mad fascinating to me. Like I wonder if as a society we may have turned a corner on this shit. Like people might actually be more open. Because like when I was growing up, like people every dude acted like eating ass was like the craziest shit they ever did. And everybody
They
pretended.
said,
How did-
think eating pussy was.
I'm about to say.
No, eating pussy was the start, right? Like,
Yeah.
eat pussy, nigga. Like,
How did-
How did 46?
Yeah.
So like in my teenage years, it was like eating pussy. Everybody pretended they didn't eat pussy. We were all eating. You know what I mean? Everybody who was having sex was eating pussy. Like it's just you just were. And then in the 20s, well, you weren't.
I'm older than you, though. That's why I asked how old you are.
That shit just
You're
came
3
out.
years older than me. You think,
That shit just came out.
Yo, that shit,
like that shit came on PlayStation.
That shit, no. That shit mattered. That shit just dropped.
That's why I cried. That's why I laughed when you said, yo, how old are you? 46. Yeah. Nigga.
That's not true. That little 3-4 year difference, mate. Nigga, Lil Kim and them start about taking in all of that shit changed society, nigga. Fuck is you talking to?
They just wouldn't let you do that for Lil Kim, right?
Little Kim didn't change society.
You're bugging. You're bugging. You are bugging.
Man,
They just
that shit
wouldn't let
went
you do it,
mainstream.
man.
It was
That shit
motherfuckers wasn't
been
talking
mainstream.
about it.
Niggas wasn't talking about.
Wasn't on
I
Front
used
Street
to be
like that.
scared of the dick. Now throw lip. No, girls wasn't admitting that as
think
open.
we should
They was doing it. I'm saying they was doing it.
It's just like all the
You're
little
bugging, my nigga. Yo, y'all niggas.
Please.
You know that's gonna be a clip now.
Yo, y'all niggas is front.
Dude, I know what girls like verse.
Yo, y'all niggas. Where the cute? Yo, y'all niggas is fronting, bro. The girls wasn't openly admitting that shit like that before.
I ain't saying it was admitted. I'm saying they was doing it though.
Oh, that's Yeah, but we talk about.
But the change to society
Yeah.
is
Oh, you
now
saying people
girls are
talking
being
about
way
it.
more open about.
You start
what they
bragging
was
about
doing.
it.
Yes.
It went from that. It went from being taboo to being bragged about.
Yes.
Lil Wayne had everybody eating pussy.
Y'all think sucking dick was taboo in 94?
Taboo.
I'm like, what are we
asking
talking?
some of the things that
Yes.
y'all saying.
Yes. Taboo. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not mainstream.
y'all
Girls
y'all
lead
have
with
to
that
yell at
shit.
me. I'm just asking.
No, I'm answering you.
two vanilla ass niggas.
We're not saying that they wasn't doing it. We talking about taboo.
Yo, how
in the
old was you
sense
in
of
94?
on Front Street?
14.
How the fuck you know what niggas was doing outside and what was taboo at 14?
Ish. I was
He was
outside
doing
at 14. I don't know who you told me. I'm not him.
He was saying
I'm not your little dude. At 14, I was going.
He was
I
gonna
had
play
my
back
own
and
That
apartment.
was crazy.
That was
At 14.
he act like he don't hear you either.
I know.
Wait, no, I'm glad they had
Too
my-
late.
You'll catch it later.
I had that my
you
ear
can try to
cut.
replay.
What y'all niggas say? What
what
y'all
y'all-
say?
It's just something about 14, some crazy shit these niggas
He know what was going on because he was doing it.
Yeah.
We
Nigga say he had his own apartment at 14.
Y'all niggas is crazy.
y'all was getting it, but no, it is a little bit different. I mean, and it's also like cultural, societal. Like when I went to the No. Everything doesn't go back to the cult.
Yes, it does. Yes, the fuck it
And
does.
also, nothing was off limits to the cult.
eating in the cult.
They might have been taking that shit literal.
No, they really weren't. Like, niggas, take the cult off the table for a bit.
Smorgasbord.
You share your pain with niggas, and this is what they do. See, Amani, I get it worse than you do.
Oh man.
You know? Oh, some shit hurts. What I was saying is,
More cult talk.
in the hood, girls would be like have oral sex was like a girl sucking dick was like the thing you did for your boyfriend. That was like the last thing you did. Whereas in the white neighborhoods that I was around, that was the first thing they did. They'd be like, I didn't fuck him, I just sucked his dick.
Yeah.
Whereas like no black girl I knew would have said that in the 90s. It was the exact opposite. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying like some of it is
Very true.
based on where you are.
Yeah, 1,000% accurate.
Yeah. That's all.
For real.
What'd you say, Monty?
No, it was Paul.
Oh, what'd you say, Paul? Now I don't know what kind of.
Do y'all think it was, speaking of what Ish was saying about Little Kim, do y'all think it was right for Little Kim to spit those lyrics at such a young age?
I loved it.
The album was a classic.
She was older than me.
Can't control women.
I love the empowerment of it. What was wild to me was that Big was writing it. So I'm thinking like, I always imagine Big sitting at the desk like writing, you know, Queens, Bitch, Supreme. But you know what I mean? Like for me, that was the thing. Like I thought, that was the thing I loved about Big was that he was able to put himself into that mind frame and that to write for women. Well, same way Neil does. Like,
Man, I'm glad you said that.
No.
Don't start that. Don't start that, bro.
I think I know where this is going.
Please, bro. Please, no.
I know where this is going.
Stop. All right, we did it already.
When I was a guest here, my first time as a guest, you said some wild shit about Big. I don't know exactly what it was.
You know what
Wait,
it
who?
was. You.
About you said in the alternate life, him and Tupac were bisexual and all that stuff. You were saying?
I said in a Marvel What If comic style episode, I could see the Big and Pac beef
Being-
really just being a
Lovers
gay or bisexual quarrel,
And then after
and they
that,
fighting over Pac.
you said not really Marvel. Then you said,
Yeah, I can see that.
You said I wouldn't even say in the Marvel world.
In the
You said
Marvel
that
world.
after that.
No, I could see it in real life.
Damn.
I did the Marvel thing to protect my opinion, but I could see that. I could see that. But that's not what I was about to say. I went to a studio session not too long ago, and it was a female rapper. She had some guys in there. Nigga, that shit almost fucked me up when he went in there to lay the reference for her, like in the booth. Like I'm sitting there just scrolling. Yeah, nigga, just and I get all the money if I suck his balls. This nigga was doing it was a hard ass verse for a girl, but I just forgot what was going on. And I looked up like, hold up, yo, rap has changed.
I left just in time.
There was a time it was rugged.
He was in there killing that shit. I suck dick and I take a trips, and I was like, yo, here's the verse. But he was writing it for her, so that's that.
That's funny, son.
Talent.
It is talent.
It is talent, no doubt. Right,
I'm going wherever you going after the party, and I'm going where you going. Anytime you put the lipstick
Where you going,
on
Mel?
with the earrings, I'm going where she going.
She's going to a bashment.
I heard that part. I was here for that. I was on the sideline. I'm in more
The
detail.
jean dress, stop playing.
don't even
And
know what that
things
means.
are coming back like they used to be.
You didn't do bashments?
No.
No.
I'm from East
Wait, what's coming back? Like, what?
No Jamaican.
You know Ish never been to a bashment, first of all.
I don't know what that is.
You don't even know what it is. Y'all know that. Y'all thought Ish knew what
You
that
might have been
was?
locked up during that time.
I don't know what that is.
And I'll make fun of him
With a phone.
like that didn't me.
I mean, in fairness, a bashment is a little more culturally obscure than
Gangstar.
Gangstar in New York.
Shut up, man.
on a music podcast.
I guess it depends on what part of New York you're in.
And I was saying that everything is getting back like it used to be.
Is this? That's what I was asking you. You going to New York? A New York spot?
Yeah, I'm going to Queens.
Oh, that makes sense.
Hey, I know.
That's what's up.
Are you going to the Angie cookout?
No.
You going to some foreign shit. That's why you got your stonewashed skirt on.
Who out there, gang?
Got you.
I know.
Yo, what the guan?
Got the Yardie outfit on. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Got you.
Go, Mel.
I did not think anybody was going to pick up on that.
Oh, I picked up on it. That's why you said he's going to a bashment. I was like, oh, okay.
She gonna cultural appropriate.
I'm literally West Indian, like, but okay.
You're all of the races.
No, she is Bayesian.
When
No, she's
convenient.
all of them.
When
I've
convenient.
literally been. I've said.
She said that on this episode before.
I've said it my whole life because that's what I am.
In Russian.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one white parent and one black parent. So yes.
That's right.
Yes.
You're gonna be
Yes.
outside. It's going down.
Russian,
today.
Jamaican. No, Russian.
I'm gonna run into you in that spot.
Bayesian.
Excuse me.
And Japanese.
No, she never said she's Japanese.
Switzerland, Swiss, right?
Scandinavian.
Swiss beats.
Swahili.
Yeah, who else?
Are you bringing something to this joint? I know you baked banana bread the other day. I was just curious to know.
I didn't get around to it. Didn't get around to it. I'm bringing liquor.
That always wins.
I'm bringing liquor. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yo, real quick. They said that Derek, the one that's left, Derek Groves, he may have changed his appearance. The police put out mugshots of him being in weird